Hello everyone, this is Lori from Grammy's Keepsakes. Welcome to part 3. We're going to make the hidden spine or the hidden hinge for our journals, and so I've got these all ready, and I did start and I just glued some cardstock onto some muslin, and I measured the width of the book and the height of the pages, and I'm going to do a 5-hole stitch, and I used an awl and just poked at each of the intersections, and I have it labeled top, and I labeled that top too, so that in case they're different, I don't get them messed up. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to use this as the guide for inside the signatures too. And okay, this one is for the tall one, which is not this. Let's grab the tall one. We definitely want to put the right signatures on the right book. And I just have my signatures ready to go and clipped. And we did that in part 2. We got them all ready. And what I like to do is start from the back and work towards the forward. So I flip them upside down. And you've seen me sew in signatures before. So this is a repeat for some, and it's new for my new subbies. And I'm going to get 2.5 lengths of my waxed linen cord. And what you want to do is the part that rolls off the spool first is what goes in the needle. It prevents tangling that way. It's an old sewing and quilting hack, and I just use it for everything. So here's my top, and it's going to go into my book like this. So this bottom one is my back, and I like to go in from the back side down the center. And I'm going to leave some cording, and that's ready to go. Now let's get this punched. So we're going to find the center, there's the center, and I need this. Top goes to the top. Now I want to double check, make sure nothing moved and everything is still the way I want it to be, because this is my last chance to move anything. And I like to offset my pages. And the center, I'm going to try to centralize it in the signature, and then bring this down and clip each side. And then grab my awl and fold it in half, and don't pierce all the way through. I just need a small hole. But I want it to be in that fold, so that's why I like to fold the page in half. And watch your fingers so that you don't end up stabbing yourself. That's not fun. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to remove this because we don't want to stitch that into it. And go in the center. Get it lined up, and I'm going to come down to the next hole. And then in the very bottom one. And pull it taut. And I'm holding on to that center one because now I want to come up to the second hole from the bottom and not pierce the cord. Now I'm going to skip the center and go up to the second from the top. And try to get it lined up. Oh, that's where I fell out. There we go. And then down the very top hole. Oh, and it went right into the hinge or spine. And now I'm going to go back into this second hole from the top. Making sure I don't have it hooked. Oops. Lost my needle. Okay, now I'm going to hold on to this and I'm going down the center hole. And we'll take the needle out for now, and I have the string is on each side of the center. So we're pulling it taut, double checking, making sure that we're good and tight. And tie a double knot. And I don't want to clip them off too short, about an inch. Don't need the clips. And then what I like to do is open it up 1 or 2 pages at a time and just give it a crease. It makes it lay nicer and opens up flatter. So I'm ready to do the next signature. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and speed it up so that it doesn't take forever to watch. I have 2 journals to stitch, so I've got some work to do. So I'll talk to you again in a moment. Okay, let's move on to the next step. I grabbed some lace. I like to use this one. And some cheesecloth. We'll put our book covers aside. And just going to measure out enough for a top and a bottom. So we have for this one, let's go ahead and cut for this one right away as well. And then I can put this away. And I'm going to use fabric glue. And I'm going to apply glue to the wrong side, just along the edge here. And flip that back and just slip it onto the edge. Same thing with this other one. Okay, and then I'm just going to roll these over, so I want a little bead of glue here on the cardstock side. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece of cheesecloth. It doesn't matter if it's bleached or unbleached. I just always use unbleached. It's not going to be seen, so it really doesn't matter. So I'm eyeballing about how much I think I need, how wide. My poor scissors don't cut fabric as well as they used to. Okay, and I'm going to use one layer. And I want to hook my little ends in underneath. Nothing fancy. I just want to get them contained so I know where they're at. And I'm just going to glue like nobody's business. All the string lines. Nothing is coming loose on this journal. All my little ends. And grab some cheesecloth. I have a different pair of scissors here. Good. And that's just going to hold all my strings and infrastructure together. And then I'm going to let that dry. And do it again. So those are going to dry. And thank you for crafting with me today. And have a creative day, and we'll see you in the next part.